Hello everyone, welcome to this video on my channel. And now this video has been late, so late that both the first two games of the round of 16 have already taken place. So I think I'll probably just go over them first and then just say what my thoughts would have been. But this is an interesting round of 16 because the likes of Algeria and Ghana haven't made it. Comoros have got here somehow. Equatorial Guinea's finished second. Gambia are also second. And Cape Verde have put themselves in a good position. And then we got a Burkina Faso versus Gabon game, which is the first game of the last 16. And I did predict that this game would take place. However, as Burkina Faso as Group A winners and Gabon as one of the best third place teams, fairly balanced in quality. I went with a 2-1 victory for Burkina Faso because I thought, although Gabon had quality and had played very well in the last two games, I thought Burkina Faso had probably a better team overall, and I just fancied them to edge it more. Perhaps some better individuals too. And then up next, Nigeria versus Tunisia. I think I'll give a review on that game afterwards, but I think this is a game where somehow Tunisia, who most people thought they were going to finish first or second, ended up finishing third after a late defeat to Gambia, also involved in 4-0 win against Mauritania, and some crazy officiating. And even once the issue was set to be sold, Tunisia didn't just go out and perform the last 6 minutes when they could have maybe snatched a point from Mali. Nigeria have started excellently. They've beaten Egypt, the only team that maybe could have caused them problems in that group, and then get 2-goal margin wins against Sudan and Guinea-Bissau, which made them top on 9 points. And was Nigeria probably one of the best teams to possibly win this tournament. And Moses Simon was definitely my player of the tournament certainly in the group stages. We'll see what happens now. My prediction was Nigeria 3, Tunisia 2. This was one of the games of the round, and I thought both sides had goal-scoring threat where they could score a fair few goals, similar with France versus Argentina back in 2018. So yeah, my score prediction: Nigeria 3, Tunisia 2. And turned out not to be that way. So now we get back on track. Let's go to the next day where we got Guinea versus Gambia. Now, I've been impressed with Gambia. All they needed to really do to get out of the group was beat Mauritania and maybe hope for the best. If they could get a result out of Mali or Tunisia, they managed to go unbeaten, getting a draw with Mali and a late winner against Guinea. Wow. Against Tunisia. Guinea got second place after they'd He'd lost against Zimbabwe. I didn't see the game, but I think they've clearly choked at the opportunity at going first after Senegal got a 0-0 draw against Mali, and a score draw would have been enough for Guinea to advance, but it just wasn't the case. A blow for Guinea is that Naby Keita will not be playing this game. He's picked up too many yellow cards, and that's going to be go into Gambia's favour. Even if Naby Keita was playing, and I think Guinea would probably have a better dictatorship of the game if he was, I'm still going to go with a Gambia win. I'm going to say Guinea 1, Gambia 0. I think they've got it in them to get a result and put themselves into the quarterfinals, and who knows from there. So up next, we go to Cameroon, already in Cameroon, but we go to the venue where Cameroon versus Comoros. Cameroon, a lot of people tipped to them to win the group, and they were successful. And I said, if whoever wins that group, in this case be Cameroon, they'd have a great shot at getting into that semi-final. And guess what? The quality of opponents has got worse, so Cameroon should be beating all these teams. Against a Comoros side, I still can't believe they're in this round of 16, because I didn't expect them to beat Ghana. I mean, the fact they did do it, that's one thing. But then you look at Group E, where it was a pretty competitive group, disappointing for Algeria. But even Sierra Leone had started well with 2 draws against the bigger teams, but ended up finishing third on 2 points, meaning that Comoros were the team to get that spot. I mean, they've done pretty well. They put up fights against Gabon and Morocco. Don't know how much they were, but they certainly managed to lose less than perhaps I suggested. And I think they'll score this game, because Cameroon can be a little dodgy, edgy in the defense, but they should be. But Cameroon should be winning. They've got a far better attack, better goalkeeper, more established players. Frankly, none of these Comoros players would get into that Cameroon side, but I think Comoros can still do okay for their standards. And I'm going to say Cameroon 3, Comoros 1. I think this is just a step too far for Comoros, and the fact they got here, they should be happy enough with that. But if they do win, oh gosh, I wouldn't know what to do next. And up next, we go to the next day of the group, of the bracket, the round of 16, where we go to the left side of the bracket, Senegal versus Cape Verde. Senegal, I had them down as a finalist, possibly to win. I only had them losing out on penalties, but by gosh, they've underperformed. No goals against Malawi, no goals against Guinea. It took a 97th minute penalty against Zimbabwe, who finished bottom of the group, to get to score their only goal and win in the group. And even then, there's controversy in that decision. So whether they make the final or not, there's going to be question marks, and they ought to step up. But I think we we look at Cape Verde, who I had them finishing bottom, maybe just get a point against Cameroon, but they did actually get third place and pick up enough points to get them into one of the best of the 4 third place teams. And this could be considered as a derby because maybe because Senegal's on just under the northwest, and Cape Verde are a set of islands west of Africa. So this should be an interesting game, and it should make big headlines in Cape Verde, given them the opponent. But I think Senegal, I don't think they'll be back to their best because I don't expect them to click with such little time. But I do think they're going to get a convincing enough win, and I think it will be a 2-0 victory. I think defensively, they're solid. Mendy's a great keeper, and I just don't think Cape Verde will have enough to break them down. And Senegal, whilst have been struggling in front of goal, they've still got the players to do it, and I think 2 is reasonable. So that is my prediction, 2-0 to Senegal. And then we go to the final game of this day, Mali versus Equatorial Guinea. I think Mali, I didn't think would win the group, but I guess I'm not too surprised that they did it. In fact, an early prediction, I did have Mali to win the group at one point. So I'm going to go against an Equatorial Guinea side who've surprised people by getting to their second place. I'd have thought it would have been Ivory Coast. But not only have they done it, but they've done it with wins against the reigning champions, and they've showed that Sierra Leone are perhaps not the side that we thought could maybe go further. I did have Equatorial Guinea to finish in third place with a win, but unlike, I guess, most people have been, but Equatorial Guinea have even passed my expectations. And I think they could give Mali a good game. Now, I do think Mali have been overhyped by a number of YouTubers recently, but I think that they're still a competent team, and I would expect them to maybe make a shout of getting into the semi-finals. It'll be a difficult game because Equatorial Guinea are a stable team and they can cause problems of their own. I think it's going to be a win for Mali, though. I think they've got more overall, perhaps more options in their tactics. And I'm going to go with Mali 2, Equatorial Guinea 1. Final day. One of the other games of the tournament, we've got Ivory Coast versus Egypt. Now, if Egypt get the first goal, this could be massive. If Ivory Coast do, then I wouldn't really fancy Egypt's luck. If Algeria struggled against Ivory Coast after, well, what I mean is, if Ivory Coast scoring the first goal against Algeria was a hammer blow, then I would imagine the same thing for Egypt. They've got a brilliant goalkeeper, decent centre-back in Hegazi. Trezeguet's pretty good as well, and a great 8 player in Mohamed Salah, and a fantastic coach in Carlos Queiroz. I just think Ivory Coast have more. They've got very good midfield options and a number of pace in a number of players with pace in the attack, and I think it's going to be a 2-goal margin. I considered 3-1, but I think I am going to go with 2-0 because Egypt don't have as many options from in attacking areas, and perhaps Ivory Coast might not have the best of the rub of the green in this game. This should be a good game, and I've got Ivory Coast to go through. And finally, Morocco versus Malawi. Credit to Malawi for getting to this stage. I was one of the only people who said that they could get through. In fact, I did put them through as one of the best third-place teams. However, in this group, in this game, it's perhaps not looking the best. Now, Malawi, they started out with a loss against Guinea, got a good win against Zimbabwe from behind, and then against Senegal, a draw, that'll do for them, for Malawi. So this is a tournament they can remember pretty fondly, and I think they could give Morocco a good go, but I think it's going to be a Morocco win, even though they probably haven't shown the best of what they can do again in the group stage, having only won, having left it quite late against Ghana to win, and perhaps didn't win as big as we may thought against Comoros, but also credit to Comoros. Also, they had to rescue themselves against Gabon, but I do fancy Morocco to go very far in this tournament, and I think overall they've got more quality than Malawi. I am going to say Morocco 3, Malawi 1, which is a bit harsh on Malawi, as I don't think they're going to be a battering ram in this group, in this game. I think they can do some good in this game, but overall I think Morocco will be too strong. So these are my predictions. What do you think? And if you're watching after any of these games, what have you thought so far? And as the tournament as a whole. But leave your predictions below, and be interested to read them. And once this is done, we'll roll on Africa to the quarterfinals.